What's good, Cubers? It's your boy Matt.
And me.
And we're back with another card of the week by request video. Let's get started. Today's card of the week is Plague Engineer. For 2 in the black, you get a creature carrier 2/2 that says Death Touch. When Plague Engineer enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures of the chosen type of your opponent that your opponents control get -1/-1.
It's good against tokens.
Okay, kid, chill out. We'll get to that. Doggone. First, let's take a minute and analyze Plague Engineer against other 3-drop black creatures. The star of the black 3-drop slot is Ophiomancer. This card is fantastic. It makes you a snake token that has Death Touch on your upkeep and your opponent's upkeep. We're not going to get into talking about how Wizard has yet to make me a snake token and I have to use Farika's Chosen. We're not going to get into that. Instead, we're just going to focus on the fact that Ophiomancer is fantastic. And Wizards, I really need a token. Just saying. Really, really need a token. Ophiomancer is top dog in the 3-drop slot, but there are some other standard fare black 3 creatures that we should look at, namely Vampire Nighthawk, Drana Liberator, and Hypnotic Spectre. Now, the Nighthawk has been a staple of Limited for a really long time. A 2/3 flying, death-touching lifelink that can be Dark Ritualed out on turn 1 and just beats with evasion. Also, its Death Touch lets it trade with other huge flyers like Baneslayer Angel. So the Nighthawk is a lot of value tacked onto a flying 2/3 body that sees a lot of play.
The Engineer wipes out tokens.
Yeah, the Engineer wipes out tokens, and that's cool, and we're gonna get to that, so calm down, kid. Then there's Drana Liberator, a Malakir who is great in black aggro decks because her first strike damage lands before the other damage, so she'll buff all your creatures when she hits, and then they'll hit afterwards, which is cool. Hypnotic Spectre, meanwhile, is a classic magic 3-drop that we have all wanted to live the dream and cast Dark Ritual and drop him on turn 1.
Yay, hippie!
Yeah, he's good, kid. And when he hits your opponent, they get to toss a card at random. Having this guy down early for hand destruction is just great for aggressive decks. Hand destruction is what black does best. Of these 3 cards, one is probably a little weaker than the other, and that's the hippie. He's starting to age out of Cube. The other things are just being printed and they're a little bit better. Drana and Vampire Nighthawk both have 3 toughness, which is relevant. Drana has first strike. The Nighthawk has Death Touch. So there's just a little more upside on those guys. I'm not trying to say take out Hippie today. Like, you don't have to do that, but he is starting to be outclassed. But the Engineer does give us some upside. After all, 1 toughness is really common in Cube, and the Engineer is going to wipe a lot of different creatures. For example, in green, he's going to wipe all the mana dorks, and you can pretty much safely name elves and wipe every 1 mana elf off the board. If you're playing against someone who's in white, you can name humans and wipe all the humans, and of course, you can always
destroy all the tokens.
Yes, you can destroy all the tokens. Still, unless you're targeting elves or humans or tokens, the Plague Engineer is probably not quite as good as the other 3 drops we were looking for. He's a little inconsistent, especially if you're playing him on turn 3 and you don't know what creature types populate your opponent's deck. He becomes more of a sideboard card that you bring in for aggressive decks to try and slow them down. And I don't really advocate putting sideboard cards in your cube. So, where does that leave us with the Plague Engineer? I think he's fine, but probably a little inconsistent. I've played with him just a little bit, and he just didn't do it for me. We pulled him out kind of quickly. I rate the Plague Engineer at a C+. You can play him in the 3-drop slot, and he'll have board impact when he comes down, but he's not going to be as good as the other guys who are all evasive, and Ophiomancer, who makes that death-touching token every turn. So, that's going to do it for today, Cubers, and today's card of the week. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on the Twitter at cubefortwo, and as always, until next time,
Shuffle up and keep cubing, my friends.
Kid, that was my line.
But I'm cooler than you.
Fine, you're cooler than me.
Let's go play some Commander.
Alright, but I call Niv.
I call Eldrazi.
Alright, we gotta go. It's on, guys. We'll catch you next time.